Do you guys ever get tired of watching people preach, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then they never do it? Or they never show it to you. They never take you inside and show it to you. One thing I do notice on here is you guys like more of the thoughts behind the process versus the actual process, which I'm still going to publish things that are part of the process. You know why I'm going to do that is because skills are important. So right now I just finished, I just cut it, baking some sourdough. I'm busy. My kids are in like 4 different sports. I have 3 kids. I'm back and forth, but I can still practice skills. We have everything going on in the world right now that makes the world really heavy, and it's just, things aren't well. All right. You got Trump and Putin are about to meet. You have potential grid down scenarios. You got in the Middle East hacking going on. There's a lot of cyber warfare going on right now, which is one of the things that I do prep for because I believe a grid down scenario is more likely and an economical collapse. And then, you know, it keeps going and going and going. But people ask me, are you a what if prepper? A lot lately. Am I a what if? No, I prep for everything. This is the way I grew up. This is what I do. Right now, baking bread. Yesterday was baking. Give a round of applause. Okay, you know, you got your sourdough bagels going on. I baked about 2 dozen in the last 2 days, and they're all gone except for 2. Okay, I practice what I preach. I prep items such as bread flour, wheat berries, because these are things that my family eats. And right now I'm gonna, you know, we're getting a nice good cut in on our sourdough. Why? Because I haven't ate today. I am constantly go, 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 go. I don't have a lot of time on my hands, but the world is icky right now. It's icky, and practicing those skills is so important. Applying skills into your daily life, just changing a little bit of what you do to acclimate you and your family to what will happen. I'm not a prepper for an event. Things happen all the time, and food costs happen every day currently. So my family is a big part of our process. My husband preps, my kids help with food preservation, they help with gardening. We apply that into our daily life. We apply all of these things. Currently right now, I'm preparing for a big hunt I have coming up. I have 2 hunts coming up. One is a muzzleloader mule deer, and then the next one is my elk hunt. And with my kids, I took time off from hunting when I had kids because me toting around 3 little ones, I mean, I had 2 under 2, wasn't going to be the best. It wasn't going to be the quietest. And now that my kids are getting older, my husband stays back with them. And then my husband's going to go off on the later elk hunt, and I go to the early elk hunt. And now that they're getting older, I'm allowed to take a break away from them. But at the same time, I'm practicing a skill. I'm rusty at it. I know I'm rusty at it. It's been over 10 years since I've gone out on a solo hunt. I know I'm rusty. I want to make sure I'm in the best physical shape I am, or I can be. And then also knowing that I'm going to have to pack out solo. Yeah, I'm lifting weights every single day right now, and I'm going to start increasing my wake up time to 4 a.m. because I need to beat the sun. Simple as that. I need to be able to beat the sun and get myself set up, and I don't want to be dragging around. And that's one of the things when it comes to prepping that I find almost entertaining is people go, well, if SHTF happens, or if we end up on ration cards, you know, everyone is just going to go out. And how many people actually know how? How many people actually know how to process their own meat? Not very many. Most of the people I've met, they take it to a processing center. Most people do not. They are lacking a lot of those skills that once were very pertinent to our survival. Now, a little bit about myself is I started hunting when I was extremely young because the price of beef was so high. And it was important for our family. I would go out, I would either haul out or I got to go on the hunt myself. But it was important because game meat was a part of our daily diet. I can't taste the difference. Some people swear up and down they can taste the difference. My kids have been eating game meat most of their lives and they don't know the difference. I call that a hoity-toity. Your nose is in the air because it's game meat. My nose is in the air because the meat sold at grocery stores isn't even real meat. I mean, we are in a trivial time where people don't even know where their groceries come from. They think they come from a store. They don't even know where their food comes from. They don't know how to grow it. They don't know how to preserve it. And they think that when something actually happens, that they are going to rise to that occasion. We've talked about this. They're going to fall to their level of preparedness. And practicing those skills is so insanely pertinent. You know, I had it made sourdough in like 6 months, and you know, it took a moment and then it was all coming back to me and I was like, oh yeah, I remember exactly my measurements and stuff. I'm not that person, you know, that aesthetic social media creator where it's like this many grams and this and this. No, I'm gonna tell you right now, I threw in like 4 cups of flour, some honey, a little bit of salt, and I made some bagels, okay? And I boiled them up on the stove and then I threw them in the oven. Very simple, very, very simple. A lot of people have asked me, you know, how do you keep your yeast fresh for a long time? I don't really stock up on much yeast. I have some. I have some in my freezer and I have some that's never been opened. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's like a marketing thing where people are like, your yeast has gone bad and stuff. Like my grandma used the same giant tin with yeast in it forever. And it froths, as long as it froths up, you're good, you're solid in my eyes. So I don't even know when the expiration date or when to tell it fully has gone bad, except for if it doesn't froth up. And I also do my own sourdough. So, I mean, that already has, you know, the fermentation inside of it. So it's going great. But I feel like this is a big crucial moment that you need to practice your skills. You need to practice your skills and apply them into your daily life, because with prepping, it's not about just your order at the grocery store or what gear you've acquired or, you know, how cool your bug out bag is. What really matters is, can you haul it? Can you haul? What happens when you run out of food? Do you know how to get your own food? Do you know how to track? Do you know how to stock? Do you know any of these skills? Have you practiced these skills? I think it's very, very important. My daughter, she's 13. This next year, she wants to go on her first archery hunt. And I think it's really important that she understands, because we buy our meat from a farm and she understands the concept of it's an animal. Don't waste it. So if we cook up steaks, it's not, oh, I had a bite or two, I don't want this anymore, I'm gonna throw it out. My kids, if they're full, they're like, they put it in a Tupperware, we put it in the fridge, we warm it up, we throw it down with some eggs the next day, and voila, you know, they understand that that animal has given their life for that food. And some people really struggle with that, and then they say, oh, I'm gonna become vegan or a vegetarian and stuff, and I'm like, I understand that, but understand also that meat is good for you. Meat is important, but understanding where your food comes from, and stop making it so icky in everybody else's eyes. When I say I cook with game meat, some people stick up their nose. My uncle went and got an antelope with my husband last year, and people are like, antelope meat is the most disgusting thing. I've been experimenting with it. The biggest thing I noticed with antelope is it's very sagey, but I can cover it up. And I've done it quite a few times where nobody's even noticed it was game meat. But I'm working on different recipes because each type of game meat can taste a little bit different. My kids, they love pheasant chicken nuggets, all right? It's not a chicken nugget, it's a pheasant nugget. My husband's really good about making pheasant nuggets. It's a little nugget, but it's important for us to, if you're gonna be preaching it, you gotta practice it, and you gotta show it. And I show my flaws and my mistakes all the time because I'm a real human being. We're in a world where perfection and artificial perfection is prevalent, and it's actually scary and disgusting, and it makes me very nervous because how long until you can't decide if somebody is real or somebody is not real? Earlier today I posted a video and I had a big old hive on my face. I could have used a filter, I could have covered my face up, but I'm not ashamed of what I look like, let alone how I teach or my presence. If you notice behind me, there's some sweet potatoes, there's a bag of sugar, there is some squash, there's another squash right there. Those are things I need to cook up. They're on the counter so that I remember to cook them up and not let them go to waste. I got a ton of tomatoes over on that side, and I've been curing onions, and those are getting ready for food storage. I mean, I practice every day. I get really busy, and in between videos, sometimes I feel a little defeated with YouTube because people don't want to see prepping, like a tutorial. They want to see, I don't know how to describe it. And I feel like I don't really fall in between all of those because I like to show the steps, because once I show the step, I'm not planning to show it again because this is part of my normal life, and I'm going to prep it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to put it away on my shelf. And then in a year later, when that same exact vegetable or fruit goes to harvest again, I'm going to do it all over again because it's all about repetition. Some of my recipes, I don't even remember them I remember them, but I don't know where the book is that they came out of, but I've done them so many times that, do you guys ever have a recipe like that where you don't even need to look at it? You just know, you can just tell by the smell of it. Same with like sourdough, like I can just tell that this one's ready. I'm just gonna open up some apricot jam because that's my favorite and it's my family's favorite. And I'm gonna have dinner. And I'm hoping you guys are liking these videos. I feel like I get kind of thrown in between where do I show how to do something, and I know that nobody's gonna click on it. They're like, no, I don't wanna watch that. But then they wanna see like a bug out bag. They love that. But I want you guys to really remember to apply these skills into your everyday life, whether it is you've made bread once this week. Okay, then you know how to do it, because why would you want to stockpile a bunch of flour if you don't know even how to make your own bread? You may have made it 10 years ago, but you might not remember it by heart. And the internet, when the grid goes down, will not be there. So just apply a little bit to your daily life, just a little bit of it. Like, take a break from eating out, cook at home, start working with ingredients you know are about to go bad. Start really applying those skills, because when everything does turn, and it will, something is going to happen. I mean, there's way too much going on. You literally have a broken infrastructure for a grid down. You have cyber attacks going on in the Middle East right now. You have multiple world leaders that are like pushing World War III. You have economical issues through the roof. Sorry, economical collapse is very likely, let alone you have shortages and you have your supply chain that's been impacted, dramatically impacted. You cannot convince me otherwise. After COVID, the supply chain was hit so hard, it's gonna take a decade to rebuild that. It's been 4 years and there's still areas that they're like, production isn't great, or this one shut down. My husband's truck is a brand new truck. It had a part go out. It's under warranty. 6 weeks to get the part. We have been without that truck for almost 9 weeks. Thank goodness we have a work commuting vehicle, and then we have my vehicle, because we have been a very long time without it. And there's 15 other trucks that are all brand new with the same part that went out. We can't drive them, we can't use them, we got to make a payment on them, they don't work. We want to swap it out immediately. We're so irritated by it. But the supply chain has been hit, guys. And then you have tariffs, and you have all of these wildfires. I mean, Canada's on fire, Utah's on fire. There's fires everywhere going on right now. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the elephant in the room. I'll say the uncomfortable thing because I don't care. If you've not come to meet me, hello, my name is Doomsday Queen, Charmingly Frugal on TikTok, or Crystal, whatever you would like to call me. I think the government's lighting the fires. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I know y'all thinking it. We had rain here. We live right at the base of the mountain, and all I can say is please no lightning. Please no lightning. I mean, it's been 100 degrees every single day. Please no lightning, because I would really like not that mountain to be on fire along with that mountain, that mountain, that mountain. I told you about my hunt coming up. Every area that I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, this is where I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go start scouting that out, kind of get a feel of the terrain. A fire. You got campers, you got people evacuating their homes. There's campers being, they're pulling them out of their sites as fast as they can because everything is up in flames. You got, in Canada, they're giving thousands of dollars of tickets if they even go hiking or go outdoors. Like, be responsible. Right now is not the time to have a fire, but holy cow, what an overstep. I couldn't imagine if they said you can't touch the Rockies. What? I mean, none of us are dumb enough to go up there and start a fire, but it's scary how bad these fires are. And you know, like, it can be caused by litter, you know, and the sun hitting it. I mean, I told you, it's been over 100 degrees. I'm not saying like the government's out there like, but you know, I said it. I own what I say. But litter, those kind of things, like, do higher penalties than that. But now we're going to be banning people from like being able to go outdoors. Sorry, I had to check the time. I have to get back in the vehicle to drive to go pick up my other daughter from her sport events. It's a wild world we're living in. Natural disasters. I mean, you got hurricane season coming up. There's already a new storm brewing. Tornadoes left and right from what I'm hearing in the news. And you got natural disasters. You have economical pressure. You have families that can't afford to eat. Why would I go and buy? I mean, the bread my family liked is now like $5 a loaf, or I just make some sourdough. And if you guys want a recipe on it, I can show it to you. I mean, it's easy. Mine is literally like no grams, no weighing anything. It's literally like bloop, bloop, bloop. Call it good. We call it what we want it. And same with the sandwich bread recipe I use. I'm not gonna go spend $5 a loaf because that's money I can turn around and invest into my preps. For the $5 a loaf, I could have $12, you know, in 3 weeks, $15, and go and buy a 25-pound bag of flour that's gonna last me a lot longer, and I'm gonna get a lot more loaves of bread out of it than if I buy bread from the store right now. You choose what you wanna do with the way you wanna prep, whether you wanna just watch videos or if you wanna just apply it into your daily life. I highly suggest that you apply your skills to your daily life, because once you start memorizing that, it becomes a physical response where your body is just like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. I've done this so many times. It becomes so repetitive, it becomes natural instead of feeling unnatural of like, what's that recipe? What was that PSI I needed? How long do I can that for? What did I put in there? Like half the time it's like water and salt for me. I'm like, what did I put in there? Oh, okay, I'm good. Just apply it to your daily life. Open up your jars, use them. They're not there just to look pretty, guys. Use what you eat, what you grow, and do what you do, because then that way you feel way more comfortable with it. My kids have never had apricot jam from the store. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. They've never had it. They like this. Sometimes there's chunks in it. Sometimes it's not perfect and smooth. I'm a one-person machine. You know what I mean? And I think it's important that we start applying our skills to our daily life. Whether it's just, you know, mylaring or, you know, cooking something from scratch or just a little bit of a garden. Maybe you want to grow a little bit of herbs this winter. I'm already starting my winter garden inside, and just, you know, take those little tiny moments and be like, okay, I just want to apply a little bit more so that my future is a lot brighter. My kids' future is a lot brighter. My husband's future is brighter, and my family. And it's something that's been instilled in me in my entire life. I finally got my bread all ready, so I'm gonna go enjoy a snack while I'm on my way to go get my daughter from her activities. But as always, stay aware, stay prepared, and always have your head on a swivel and really apply those skills into your daily life. Please, because I really don't wanna see you guys suffer when something happens, whether it's economic. Say you lose your job and you're like, I can't afford to get food, I can't afford to do groceries, but I stockpiled this stuff, but I don't really know how to cook with it. I'm about to start a series where I show you guys how to cook with absolutely nothing and make something out of it. Because I grew up poor. I'm sure a lot of you guys grew up poor, and you learned how to make do with what little you had. Welcome to the Preppers Club. That's pretty universal across the prepper field is a lot of us grew up with different types of foods insecurities, and we've learned how to apply that. And so if you are wanting to learn those kind of things, let me know down below in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one.